Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Hi, kids. A hot tea, please.
Welcome to Mornings 3-2. Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thank you so much for joining us on this delightfully chilly day. Well, I don't know if you had enough to eat over the holidays, but whether you did or didn't, we are talking food today. And Catherine Mayhew, who shares her travels and adventures through restaurants throughout our Middle Tennessee area, talks to us about her top 5 picks from 2024. Now, we hit on a restaurant every other Tuesday here on Mornings on Main Street to highlight some of the eateries that Catherine visited. Well, today she's going to share those top 5 and why those really stood out to her. And these are all restaurants that you will most likely want to put on your places to dine in the coming months here in 2025. But first, let's get a check of our headlines.
Hello, here's the latest news and weather from Main Street Media TV. Weather experts forecast extreme temperatures in the coming weeks, prompting the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency to urge residents to prepare and exercise caution with heating devices, insulate homes, adhere to fire safety, dress appropriately, and care for pets. The Mount Juliet Parks and Recreation Committee discussed the proposed facility design, project budget, and timeline for the new recreation center on Clemens Road, which includes features like a public swimming pool and gym. Starting January 1st, 2025, the Lawrence County Clerk's Office mandates all new vehicle registrations to include a photo ID and 2 proofs of residency from the owner. The Murray County Commission is set to announce the departure of 8th District Commissioner Ray Jeter following his move outside his district, triggering an automatic resignation under state law. Over 300 runners participated in the annual Frostbite 10 Kelvin divided by 5 Kelvin races and polar plunge at the Sumner County YMCA, raising over $58,000 for local initiatives, with winners including Hendersonville runner Preston Webb and Gallatin runner Carol Gross. Today in Nashville, a chance of snow showers before 4 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a high near 31. Northwest wind around 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. For more news and weather, visit us online at mainstreetmediatn.com. Thanks for watching.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your forecast. We're going to see a lot more sunshine compared to yesterday. Still a few clouds out there. Southern Middle Tennessee this morning with a light breeze out of the north. Temperatures starting off in the 20s, eventually getting up into the mid 30s for this afternoon. So a little bit warmer than yesterday. You have the sunshine to thank for that. With that breeze out of the north, though, temperatures will still be feeling pretty much like where they're at. But we stay dry for the rest of today with just a few clouds filtering in and out. But for the overnight, I do think we are a little bit more clear than what Futurecast is showing. That means temperatures will likely be a few degrees cooler down into the teens for your Wednesday morning. Over the next few days, weather is nice, calm, and pretty uneventful through Thursday as we fluctuate with just a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the mid 30s. Those low temperatures, though, again, getting down into the teens. But after Thursday, we are paying very close attention here in the Weather Center with a wintry storm looking more and more likely, an impactful one at that. We'll keep you updated on any sort of potential snowfall totals and exactly where we expect the highest amount of snow to fall in the Tennessee Valley on Friday.
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new, handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Streets. We have talked about a number of fantastic restaurants and eateries in Nashville, some cuisines that should be on our list to try, thanks to Catherine Mayhew and all of our Let's Eat segments. Well, today we are looking at the best of 2024. Let's say Catherine's favorite of 2024. She joins us now with her top 5 that we chatted about this past year. Catherine, always so good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you too. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. I have to say, you just got back not that long ago.
I did. We spent 10 days in Vienna where our son lives, and we had a glorious time, and I ate my way through pretty much every good restaurant, which takes a lot in Vienna. Very full.
I want to warn people now, we're going to have to highlight some of your Vienna cuisines here on Let's Eat.
I'll be happy to talk about it. It's one of the things that's so interesting is there are things that you can get there that you cannot get here, and vice versa. So it's always a trade-off when you go someplace far away.
It is. Well, friends, stay tuned for that one. Okay, but looking here at Nashville at our local cuisine in Music City and the top 5 restaurants that really stood out to you, I have to say, what leaves that long-lasting impression? How do you know you've just had something that you want to have again?
You know, one of the things that I think it's a weird little test for me, but if I walk out of a restaurant and I'm just smiling and I'm just really, really so happy, and you went to one of those places with me and we both walked in that way. And you just realize you've just had a really special experience. And it happens more often than you think.
You know, that is a great feeling walking out and you're satisfied, 100% satisfied. Because so often there are times I'm like, that's not really now what I wanted. But to walk out and be like, oh, I'm full. That was great. And the company always helps.
Well, good company does always help, but it's, the idea, and we can go ahead and talk about Tashti since I'm looking at that picture, but, Tashti was one of those places. It's a breakfast place that is run by a Turkish Kurdish family. And the whole point of it for these folks is they want you to experience what you would have if you sat down to breakfast in, say, Istanbul. And it's real different from an American breakfast. And it starts out with this beautiful tray of cheeses and meats and sliced up cucumbers and olives and cubes of feta cheese and this bread that it's not really a pita. It's something completely different. It's very Turkish. It's light and airy and lovely. And then they will bring you sausages, and then they bring you an egg dish that's got tomatoes and peppers. And it almost like never ends. It was just so deliriously good.
Well, and knowing for this particular spot, since yes, I was able to join you on that day, it was a lot of food, but it was light.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes, it was light. And I don't know if you remember this, but one of the highlights of that whole meal for me was there were 2 little trays, and one of them had tahini, which is a sesame spread. And the other had what I didn't even know existed, grape molasses. And the server said, just take a piece of this bread, dip it in the tahini, and then dip it in the molasses. And it will give you the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich you ever had.
Yes.
And indeed, that was so true.
You really just want to mix it together and drink it.
Oh, it was so luxurious and wonderful. And So yeah, in fact, 2 of my 5 places were Turkish or sort of Middle Eastern.
And the other one, Middle Eats.
Middle Eats, which I kind of wish they would have rethought the name because it sounds like it's a fast food place, and it's really not. It is Yemeni, and it is again so different and so almost thought-provoking. And the dish that still lives in my dreams is called chicken mendi, and it's a slow roasted chicken with spices of that region, and as it roasts, there's rice underneath it, and the fat from the chicken permeates the rice. And if you don't think that is like heaven, oh my gosh. And it's very mild, but they have a condiment called sahauka that is just will literally blow the top of your head off. And I was just so unaware that I took a big bite out of it thinking, oh, look, this is green. It's probably like some herbs or something. No. So you just have to be really careful when you're eating something you've never had before. But it's a great place. It is worth a visit. It's on Harding Place in kind of the shadow of, if you know that part of the city, Patel's Indian grocery store is huge. And this place kind of sits in a strip shopping center that's in the shadow of that. So go there right away.
Some of the best spots in the most random places that you wouldn't think of. Okay, this next one takes us to Donaldson Pike. Sweet Milk is on your list.
Sweet Milk is a lovely place. If people know Pat Martin, and you should, from the barbecue, Pat Martin, this is his tribute to his grandmother. And back in the day, you had sweet milk, which is what we would have on our cereal, and then you had buttermilk. And buttermilk was used for baking buttermilk biscuits, etc. And sweet milk was the sort of fancier thing. And it's just a menu of very comforting, hearty. It's got the breakfast casserole that you would serve at Christmas time in your house, but now you can get it every day. They do a hot honey chicken over cheese grits with pimento cheese grits that is so good. And you will leave full. It's the opposite of having breakfast at Tashti. The absolute opposite.
I have to say something about pimento and cheese, like melting it down, whether it be in grits or like in a grilled cheese sandwich, makes for the best bite of food.
You know what? They make their own pimento cheese there. It's a little different than everybody makes their own version of it. But it's just a really lovely, their biscuits are not the sort of big fluffy biscuit love kind of biscuits. They're literally the biscuits your grandmother would make, in a cast iron skillet. And I've heard people kind of complain about them based on other biscuits around town. And I said, think back to what you had when you were 6 years old at your grandmother's table, and that's what you're going to get. Intentionally.
Memories. Okay, so we have 2 more spots left. So let's jump to J. Moss Breakfast Burritos.
I have a soft spot for these folks. It's in a little, you might want to call it a food truck, but it's not even big enough to be a food truck. And it's parked in East Nashville, kind of semi-permanently. And they only do one thing, but they do it super well. They make breakfast burritos. And the thing that distinguishes their breakfast burritos is the tortilla. It is a unbelievably delicious homemade tortilla made with lard. It has a sort of chewy quality that you don't find in most commercially made flour tortillas. And then they just stuff the heck out of it with chorizo and eggs. And I think tater tots find a way in there in some of them. But really, it's the tortilla that the last time I had a tortilla like this literally was 30 years ago from a friend of mine whose grandmother made them in Mexico.
Wow.
So I know. So when I took a bite of it, it's like, oh my God, I never thought I'd have this again, and they've got them. So worth the drive.
I would say that it is. Okay, what is the last spot on your list?
Coco Rico. Coco Rico has a great story. It's a lady who moved here from France, and her husband found work here, and she, came with him, and she missed the French foods, particularly baguettes, and she's a baker. So she started baking out of her own home. The very first time I encountered her, she was selling at the Richland Farmers Market, and her baguettes and her other baked goods became so popular that she now has her own brick and mortar on the roundabout going into Music Row.
Okay.
And it's a great little shop, and she does really beautiful sandwiches, the classic French ham and brie and butter on her own baguettes. There are just, I cannot even tell you.
I know exactly where you're talking about. I know it. I know exactly where you have the statues there on the roundabout.
The world's worst statue, in my opinion.
But it's right there. So if you're going down to Mumbrian and going to Music Row, it's on the right-hand side.
Yep. The actual address is Division Street, but it's so much easier to tell people. It's the big law office building with, I think the name of the statue's Galactica, something. I don't know what it is. It's naked people dancing around. That's what that statue is.
Well, my mouth is dry because we haven't touched on this, and we didn't do a segment particularly on this restaurant because you do so many pieces for Main Street Nashville. I don't think we ever talked about Coco Rico's, but I have passed it so many times. I'm like, I should stop in. It's a French bakery. I should stop in. Where do you park?
Okay, here's the tip for that, and it's super easy. There is a parking entrance for the building right to the left of Coco Rico. Go in there, and they have free parking if you're going into the bakery. And not only that, you can go to the bakery from the interior of the building. So if it's raining or just bad weather, you don't even have to go outside.
Love it.
So it's super easy, free parking for, I don't know, an hour, whatever. And their selections are changing all the time. So don't get too used to any one thing, although they always have that ham and cheese sandwich. So good.
I'm a sucker for a good ham cheese croissant.
Oh, well, she has that on occasion. She has chocolate croissants. She does French chocolate desserts. She'll do a soup on occasion. She's now that she's got a brick and mortar where she can stretch out a little bit. She's branching out.
I might as well just give up on trying to be thin, or
here's the deal, and I learned this in Europe every damn time I go. Excuse my French. Everybody walks. Everybody walks.
Yeah.
So if you just had a big piece of Wiener Schnitzel and a vat of potato salad, you've got about 2 or 3 hours of walking to get rid of it.
Oh, well, we just need to start walking more so we can just eat a little bit more.
There you go.
Catherine, thank you. What a great look back at 2024 and some spots that we should still have on our list of places to try here in our Middle Tennessee area. I can't wait to see what you have or what your thoughts are about what the hope is for 2025, which we will hit in 2 weeks. So it's an every other week thing with us, Catherine Mayhew, for our Let's Eat segment. So 2 weeks, we'll find out what your thoughts are.
See you soon.
All right, bye. Stick with us. We have a little more coming up. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome back. We do hope you enjoyed the best of 2024. Thanks for being here this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm. We'll see you back here tomorrow.